This is Sam Stone with CBR here in New York Comic Con. I'm just across town, Kyle.
Oh, you're just down on the street.
Yeah, I'm catching this in between. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. I'm ready for some coffee after this. I'm sure you are too.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Well, let's jump right in. I Something I love about your performance as Lindsay in Halloween Ends. When we saw her in Halloween Kills, throughout the entire movie, she was in a bad place. It got from bad to worse throughout that movie. And here there's a element of like tranquility. Were you kind of surprised the direction they took your character with this one?
Yes, I was, and I was just grateful to be, a part of Halloween Ends anyway, because they added me in later after Halloween Kills, because the script had already been written. So I was just grateful, and for me, I thought, she had her moment, with Michael Myers and Halloween Kills, and he didn't take her down. So for me, it was like, I felt like Lindsay was at a place now where she needed to be there for Laurie and Allyson. Laurie losing her daughter and Allyson losing her mom, and kind of wanting to take on that maternal role for Allyson. So that's what, where I was coming from in my character and my small supporting role there.
Well, where did the idea of like the tarot cards and all that kind of like come
Oh,
about?
look at you.
I know I came prepared. Where did
You
the idea?
are very prepared. I love that. Just sort of like, in my mind, she is a loner, she feels safe with the group of people that she's been, terrorized by Michael Myers with all these years. Even though, she's been terrorized in this small town, it's also her only safety. She kind of keeps to herself. I think she's looking for answers, with her tarot, tarot cards. So that was what I think, who she is and where she is at this point in her life after, since she's 8 years old dealing with this.
To that point, I mean, yeah, this is a character that it almost feels like bookends in a way. I mean, when we see Lindsay at the age of 8, and here we are, 40 some years later. Like, what is it like? What do you want to bring to the character? Like, what are some of the constants, and what are the things you want to change up between each movie?
Oh, I think, that she's definitely hardened over all of those years. You saw her as this kind of sweet little innocent child, and then obviously going through something like that, you see with Laurie too, it hardens you. You have to, be tough and at least put on that bravado. And I think that's how I kind of felt in Halloween Kills. And, I was still angry, very angry. And then, in Halloween Ends, I thought, well, I have to just, sort of, come to some sort of peace with myself. And, right now, Laurie is the one who needs me. And our relationship has, blossomed, and grown over all these years, just like it has, off camera with Jamie and me. So that was easy for me to portray.
In regards to like working with David Gordon Green, like what are some of the big things? Like, how is it having him as a filmmaker for 2 movies now, and like what is your creative shorthand with him?
Well, he's just so great and, open-minded and generous, and he has absolutely no ego. I'd say things like, it feels funny to say this, and he'd say, don't say it. What would Lindsay say? And it was just great to have that freedom. It takes a lot of pressure off you and lets you be more authentic. And it's just so great to be able to work with a director like that, because they're not all like that. They're very like, it's my way or the highway, and that's not who he is. So it makes for a more relaxed environment, and I think you make a better movie that way.
What were some of the directions to that point that you wanted to explore Lindsay as we put this era of Halloween to an end?
Well, I just think certain things that I was like, I don't feel like she would say this. And he'd say, well, what would she say? And whatever I said, he would say it, say whatever you want. Sometimes I would say it 10 different things and something different in each take. And then other times I would be in scene and he would, all of a sudden yell a direction behind the camera to do something that I was like, and you got to stay in the moment. So then, you're like thinking, what does he want me to do this for? But you just do it and it's going to work out right. So he always keeps you on your toes. And I remember one scene, he kept telling me, put a piece of gum in your mouth. And I was talking to Jamie, and then he said, put another piece of gum, another piece of gum. And I was like, I couldn't even talk. I had so much gum in my mouth. I was like, what are you making me do? But I knew there's a reason for everything he does.
You had mentioned Jamie, and yeah, I mean you've known Jamie for years, and I was wondering how much does life imitate art, and like what are some of the big lessons that you have kind of gotten from Jamie with your career being with her for so long?
Well, life imitating art, I would say, we really have grown so much closer over these years. I'd say the last 10 years, and then and doing this trilogy together, taking it to another level, even, becoming closer, and which, really translates, I think, on camera with our characters, Lindsay and Laurie. Which was really nice. I hadn't been able to do scenes on camera with her since I was 8 years old. We didn't have scenes together in Halloween Kills. So that was really special and meant a lot to me. And, career-wise, honestly with Jamie, we both grew up in this business. My first TV series, I was 5 years old. So we both grew up in this business, but I turn more to Jamie like for personal things. I'll share things with her, and, she's so loving and so supportive, and she'll say, I'm not telling you what to do. She'll give me great advice, and I listen to her because I know that she is coming from a good place, and she's smart, and she's genuine.
The one card, or one of the cards that Lindsay draws, of course, is the tarot card for death. But
Of course.
She's very quick to point out that death just means the end of an era and the start of something new. As you're closing out this era of Halloween, like how has it been getting to jump back into this franchise and like put it to bed once again?
Well, I was sad to think it's ending because, I'm grateful that I was there from the beginning until the end, but I just don't even want it to end. So maybe it will be like the tarot card, it's a death of something, wanted the birth of something new.
Yeah, I guess to kind of close this out, like, what else can you tease? In as much as you can. It's always tricky with these things. What can you tease for audiences, ahead of Halloween Ends?
Well, I can just say the audience is going to be shocked many times. They're jump out of your seat moments, They're gonna love all the Michael Myers moments, the very classic Halloween moments. And they'll probably be a little sad to see it's ending, but I think that, it was done right. This is the way to go.
Okay, and that's my time. Kyle, thanks for taking the time and sitting with me. It was a lot of fun.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I think people are going to dig it. And again, this is Sam Stone with CBR. Halloween Ends opens in theaters and streams on Peacock starting October 14th. Kyle, thanks again.
Thank you. Thanks so much.